Hello guys, I am going to start the rotational dynamics and introduction to this topic. Last year we have explained the number of terms in the chapter, that is the motion in planes. Likewise, the displacement, velocity and acceleration. We know the displacement is the physical quantity. The displacement is defined as the distance covered by the object from one point to another point, that is the distance covered by the object from one position to another position in the given direction and in given time. This is called the displacement of the object from one point to another point in given direction and in given time. So if x1 is the initial position, x2 is the final position in time dt, then the displacement of object in time dt is given by x2 ds is equal to x2 minus x1. It is a vector quantity and it has a direction from say A to B. Its SI unit is meter and its dimensions are 1 in length, 0 in mass, 0 in time, and it is a vector quantity. It's a vector quantity. Similarly, the second one is the velocity, or we may call it as an average velocity. This velocity is the term related with the object when the object is in motion, and it is defined as the distance or the displacement of object per unit time, or the rate of change of displacement of object, with respect to time. Hence it is given by v is equal to dx upon dt, or we can write it as x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1 also. Its SI unit is meter per second, and its dimensions are 1 in length, 0 in mass, minus 1 in time. It is a vector quantity. It means that it has a direction as well as the magnitude, and its direction is same as that of the displacement of object. Now the next term is the acceleration. This term is related with the Newton's first law of motion, that is, every inanimate body continues its state of rest or state of uniform motion unless and until it is acted upon by an unbalanced external force. It means that when the force is applied to the body, its velocity changes, and when velocity changes, the acceleration is produced, and therefore acceleration is defined as the rate of change of velocity of the body or of the object, rate of change of velocity of object with respect to time. it is also given, it is given as v is equal to, a is equal to dv upon dt, that is v minus u upon t, that is change in velocity upon time, or the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. This is called as the acceleration. Therefore, by the formula, its SI unit is meter per second square, and its dimensions are 1 in length, 0 in mass, minus 2 in time. It is also vector quantity. It has also the same direction as that of the velocity. So it is vector quantity. It means that displacement, velocity and acceleration, all are the vector quantities. All them have the direction. Now, in this same chapter we have studied the circular motion of object. First of all, this is the translational motion. This translational motion is the motion in 2 dimension, not in 1 dimension. It is 2D, 2-dimensional motion, 2-dimensional translational motion. This circular motion is 2-dimensional translational motion. And now we have to define this motion. The motion of object, the motion of any object along the circular path, or circular track, or along the curved path is called circular motion. When any object performs the circular motion, its velocity is along the tangent. Its velocity is always directed along the tangent. Therefore, this velocity is called as the tangential velocity. As the particle progresses its path, direction of this velocity continuously changes. It means that during the circular motion, the direction of this velocity continuously changes, or there is a change in direction of linear velocity. Therefore, particle possesses the linear acceleration also, and this linear acceleration is originated due to the force called as the centripetal force, which will be discussed later on. Now, the terms in this circular motion similar to displacement, velocity, acceleration are: the first term is the angular displacement. That is theta. This angular displacement is defined as the angle covered by the radius vector. In given time with respect to center of the circle. Is called angular displacement in that time. If particle moves from A to B in time delta t, and during this time, if the radius vector rotates from position A to position B with respect to center, then this angle delta theta covered by the radius vector is called as angular displacement of the particle or of the object, and it is given by delta theta is equal to arc AB upon radius. Further, if this time delta t is very small, arc AB is very small, and it should be the straight line, and hence it is called as the linear displacement, and therefore we can write as displacement upon a radius. So let this displacement is denoted by delta s and radius is denoted by r. Then we can write the final formula for angular displacement as delta theta is equal to delta s upon r. its SI unit is radian. It has no dimensions. It has no dimensions, or we can say that it is a dimensionless quantity. It has unit but no dimensions. Now further, or the next quantity is the angular velocity. It is denoted by omega. Similar to the linear velocity, this angular velocity is also defined as the rate of change of angular displacement. Rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time, or also we can say the time rate of change of angular displacement. So rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time is called angular velocity. It means that when with this time, when the angle changes, the particle has the angular velocity. So it is given by omega is equal to d theta upon dt, or simply we can say that theta upon t in the similar way as that of we can write in linear motion v is equal to s upon t. In the similar way here omega is equal to theta upon t. Therefore its SI unit is a radian per second, and its dimensions are 0 in length, 0 in mass, 1 in time, and these dimensions are same as that of the another physical quantity called as the frequency. It means that we can say angular velocity and frequency has the same dimensions. It is also the vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. It has this direction, and its direction is along the axis of rotation. Along the axis of rotation, that is along or parallel to axis of rotation and perpendicular to plane of rotation. If the particle moves in anti-clockwise direction, it is directed vertically upward. If the particle moves in clockwise direction, it is vertically downward. And this direction is mentioned by the rule called as the right hand rule, which will be explained further. Now angular acceleration, and denoted by alpha. Similar to the linear acceleration, angular acceleration can be defined. But before defining this, we have to define the linear acceleration, that is A, and we have defined the linear acceleration as rate of change of velocity with respect to time. In the similar way, we can define the angular acceleration as the rate of change of angular velocity. Rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. With respect to time. It is given by alpha is equal to d omega upon dt, or this change in angular velocity can be expressed as omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by time, which shows that the object or angular velocity of object changes from omega 1 to omega 2 in time t. Therefore alpha can be given as omega 2 minus omega 1 upon t. This expression can be expressed in terms of frequency as 2 pi n2 minus 2 pi n1 upon t in terms of frequency, where n1 and n2 are initial and final frequencies related to omega 1 and omega 2. From this relation, its SI unit is radian per second square, and its dimensions are 0 in length, 0 in mass, minus 2 in time. It is also vector. It is also a vector, or it is a vector quantity. It has the same direction as that of the angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration, which is explained as above, and this direction is decided by the rule called as the right hand rule. And according to this right hand rule, we can say that imagine the axis of rotation is to be held in the right hand in such a way that the fingers are curled around the axis and thumb is stretched along the axis. If the curled finger denotes the direction of rotation of the object, then thumb denotes the direction of concerning quantity, that is angular velocity, angular displacement or angular acceleration. In this way, we can say that if the particle moves in anticlockwise direction, the angular velocity or angular acceleration is directed vertically upward, and if the particle moves in clockwise direction, the angular velocity or angular acceleration is directed vertically downward. It means that direction of these physical quantities is always parallel to axis of rotation and perpendicular to plane of rotation. When we have to mention its direction, we have to say only this vector is parallel to axis of rotation and perpendicular to plane of rotation. That's it. Now, in this lecture, we have compared linear displacement, angular displacement, linear velocity, angular velocity, linear acceleration and angular acceleration. Linear acceleration is expressed in meter. So at last we have discussed the quantities in linear motion and quantities in circular motion. That is the linear displacement, linear velocity, linear acceleration. And in circular motion, similar quantities are angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration. In linear motion, the displacement is expressed in meter, and in circular motion, angular displacement is expressed in radian. Similarly, in linear motion, velocity is expressed in meter per second, while here angular velocity is expressed in radian per second. Angular acceleration is expressed, linear acceleration is expressed in meter per second square, and here angular acceleration is expressed in a radian per second square. So from this explanation we can say here the quantities which are expressed in meter are the linear quantities, that is linear displacement, linear velocity, linear acceleration, and quantities which are expressed in radian are called as the angular quantities, that is the angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration. So from this we can say that these quantities are similar or analogous to each other. So at last these quantities are, that is linear displacement, angular displacement, linear velocity, angular velocity, linear acceleration and angular acceleration are similar to each other. So I will stop here now and stay home, stay safe.